a Ginetta in the book yet. There's lots of other British sports cars, Aston Martins and Morgans and MGs and all sorts, but no Ginettas.
Rover.
So, there's a Rover as well.
Mm.
So I'm going to do a Ginetta.
A Ginetta.
So there we are. So this is the Ginetta. Toby's. A few Ginettas over the top. It's nice to put them as paintings rather than drawings. Had a good day yesterday. We got 8 done yesterday. Finishing with the twisted Land Rover. We've got a few more twisted ones to go.
Would you like a yellow Sharpie?
Why not?
Esda has joined. Hello!
There we are, right, Ginetta has started. Now to make it into looking like that.
Connor Dawns and R Cook 93. AR Cook 93 with an E. Cook with an E.
Cook with an E. Ooh, how posh.
When did you lose your E?
Apparently it's an ancestor who couldn't spell very well. So we used to have it on, and then they misspelt it on some kind of document and we lost it.
But there must be a number of ancestors who couldn't spell, because there's a number of cooks without the E as well.
Yeah. But we definitely had an E at one point, and then it was lost.
No problem. These things happen.
It would have just been another vowel for me, though, to be honest.
You just need you.
I've got.
and O.
I only need.
You.
I've got O. I've got I. I've got A. I only need E and O.
You have E. Oh,
Only
sorry,
you.
Ian Cook.
Huh?
In Ian Cook.
Oh, but no, I've got. I've got. Yeah.
Go on a bit.
I've got E.
A E I O.
I've got E.
Oh yeah. Just needed E. Heather says that's much better, love. Morning, Heather. Afternoon, afternoon, Heather.
Afternoon. You can tell when Taz got up.
Hey.
Morning. Yes.
Sleeping Beauty this morning.
I don't know about beauty, love. I need a haircut.
Right. Yeah, my hair's got very long.
Your hair looks beautiful. Leave it.
Alright.
Your hair looks great when it's overgrown. Absolutely stunning.
So, let me know what you're doing today. What are you up to? I'll say that all these images will be in the book. So that is on crowdfunder at the moment. So go and have a little looky at continuous-wheels. Thank you very much to everybody who's supported it so far. So no, this would have been the weekend at Silverstone for the touring car. So thought I'd do a Ginetta, and I'll probably do the Honda as well. Because really complicated that one is. Just getting the headlights in on the Ginetta. We'll be adding the track into it as well. Why are you singing the Alton Towers theme tune?
Is it copywritten? I don't know actually.
So if you've got any questions, feel free to ask.
Yeah, I do.
What would you like to ask, Taz?
What's your plans for Sunday?
For Sunday, this Sunday,
Today?
a bit of drawing, and we'll probably go for a walk at some point.
Really?
Yeah, why not? Bit of grub at some point as well, I'm sure.
Alright, so what is for dinner?
And then we're going to start looking at the book, aren't we?
Yep. I'm going to start looking now.
Start looking at all the production and the plans for the book. If you've got any thoughts about the book, let us know. Always welcome on the colour in there, it's a nice blue on the Ginetta. I think it sounds better with like a French accent.
Ginetta.
Ginetta. Love the judds you hate.
What do you mean?
That's a phrase from somewhere. I've forgotten. What it used to be. Lights on. No. You can also go and check out the YouTube channel. It's got videos being uploaded daily, I believe. Kev has been doing an ace job of doing that.
Eddie King says, hello all.
Well, we haven't played the jingle, have we?
We will play it right now.
Hi Eddie, hope you well, mate.
Time jingle, 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 jingle.
PopBangColour. Welcome to Continuous Cars by PopBangColour. Entertainment by Ginetta. Ian normally paints with radio control cars.
How?
How? He puts the paint on the paper, runs the car through it, and creates the image. However, at the moment, there are no car events to attend. Ian is working from home. So, he's came up with a new idea. The idea was continuous cars.
Whoop, whoop.
You can watch Ian create cars live on Instagram, Facebook, and occasionally Twitter. And if the Wi-Fi doesn't crash, you can watch a whole piece being created in front of your very eyes. So tune in and watch. Anyways, back to the point. Continuous cars and bikes and tractors. Drawn. Ian's a painter who's drawing.
Good job.
There we
Thank you
are.
for that, Eddie. We
Thanks,
love
Eddie.
it. There we go. We don't need to leave it, do we? That was lovely. Thank you. Right. Your phone needs a bit of charging because it's dying. Let's have a look. Eddie says, me and Sue are all okay. And
Good.
yourselves? We're good, thank you very much.
Very well, thank you, yeah. Taz is looking after us on the food front.
I thought that was a given. Do we need to mention that? Ian's sending me to the shops again tomorrow.
Yep. It's good you're younger and fitter. And it's my birthday. It's on
Not
Tuesday.
tomorrow. Don't
On
milk it.
Tuesday.
Exactly.
So I think it's your turn to go. Yeah. Anybody? Toby, it's his car.
Yeah, says super excited to see this, Ian. Hope you're good.
I'm very well, chap.
How are you?
Give us some information about the car, the team, where this photo was taken. Let us know where is it photographed, etc., etc.
And I'll read it out. And if there's a question, I'll ask it. Toby says, shall I join?
Yeah, we've not done that before.
We've not tried it.
Yeah, we'll try it. Yeah, go for it. Like it's like a dual screen thing.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, we'll try it. Go for it. I don't know how it works.
Does that mean he can talk as well?
I don't know.
Cool.
Does it?
I don't know. It's not sent it yet. Send a request, and then...
Yeah. We've not tried it before, so we can try that. That's a bit of excitement for Sunday.
Yeah. Heather says, I'm sewing buttons on my next teddy that I made last night that has movable arms and legs.
Ooh.
Your dad is impressed by my sewing skills were good.
Well, I'm glad you found a hobby, Mum. That's good. We've always been trying to find you a hobby, so it's just taking you a pandemic to get it, that's all.
But the whale and the animals are pretty impressive. Right, so view. Go live with Toby. Okay, cool. Here we go.
Go for it.
I don't think Ian can see your face.
I can't see anything.
Because the phone is facing away from him.
But
oh!
Hey guys!
Hello!
Hi, Toby.
Do you want to come and say hello?
How are you?
I'm very well. I can hear you. I just can't see you.
Oh, that's fine.
That's fine.
So.
I'm so excited to see this come out. It looks awesome so far, Ian.
Thanks. Race cars are really tricky because you've got all this branding stuff, but I guess you want me to draw that on.
It would be cool. Yeah.
Yeah. That's basically a polite way of saying yes.
Get on with it.
Hang on, I'm just going to go and sit somewhere a bit more comfortable so I can sit and chat to you guys for a bit. Yeah, you mentioned about the car and kind of a bit more information about it.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, tell us.
Yeah, so this is a Ginetta G40. It's the race car that I raced for in my debut season with SVG Motorsport. Yeah, it was all a bit of a mad one, really. I mean, I met up with Jess Shanahan sort of January last year.
The racing mentor.
The racer mentor, yeah. So I shouldn't have been a racing driver. It all happened a bit of a mad story, really. So essentially, I was racing at Butmore Park just for a bit of fun while I was going for IVF treatment. And I got good quite quickly, and I was competing right at the top tier at Butmore Park, and I got spotted by a guy called Vince Caldecott at Premier Contractor Supplies, which is one of the sponsors on the front of the car. He invited me to have a go in that particular car and said, look, like, you know, if you're good enough, then why don't we get you the car for the year, but you'll have to find the running costs. So turns out I was okay. I had a go at Brands Hatch, and yeah, I met up with Jess to sort of look at how to secure sponsorship, how to provide value to the sponsors that are covering my racing. And yeah, this picture was actually sent to me post the last round at Brands Hatch, and I got a nice podium that weekend.
So where is it at Brands? Is that after? So that's not near. Is this the GP circuit or is it the short circuit?
Yes. Yeah, just come onto the GP circuit. Yeah, so just at the end of the Cooper Straight, hang a left, and just running the exit curve there. So it's a mega track, the GP circuit. I don't know if you've ever been round there, Ian.
I have actually. I went round in. What did I go round in? I went round in. What was it? Was it Caterham? It was
nice.
something. It didn't have any doors on it. That's all I really remember. No, it was a track they was with a company. I can't remember who it was. But
Right.
yeah, I've definitely been around the GP circuit. Definitely. So.
It's such a cool part. That rear section out the back in the woods is just amazing. Like the speed you can carry through the corners and the barriers are so close and the undulations. It's just such an exhilarating part of the track. Certainly up there for me, one of my favourites.
So were you all? I presume you were all ready to go for this season again in the same car, or?
Almost. We actually got offered a drive in the brand new Porsche Cayman Club Sport Championship, the new 718.
Oh, right, okay.
And I got really, really close to securing sponsorship, but unfortunately all of this pandemic's kind of destroyed that for me, unfortunately, which is understandable. But we may well be back out in that car this year, doing a couple of guest rounds in the GRDC. But because of the kind of situation lately, it looks like I won't be racing the full season this year, unfortunately. But things may change. I've got some conversations happening at the moment, and there's some really cool potential sponsors lined up for this new venture. So yeah, watch your space, Ian. I hope I can get out there.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's like so. I mean, I wouldn't be doing this if I would normally be right now. It would be the touring car weekend, and I'd be at Silverstone in the trade area, creating. So I thought I'd do a race car that's normally at a race track. I'd to kind of say that this is where I normally am painting. So, but it's cool. Like, you know, what's nice with this book is the book is, you know, a mixture of people's cars and also stuff I like, but I want it to be like a mixture of loads of brands, and I think Ginetta needs to be in there, and it's great to do this one.
Yeah, definitely. It's a shame we're not at Silverstone this weekend. It would have been perfect weather for this.
Mate, yeah.
Outside, so
Yeah,
it's a shame.
the amount of times I've done touring car rounds and it's like, you know, rain, wind, whatever, and I can't remember a time that every morning it's been beautiful, like
Every single day.
literally a cloudless sky. It's absolutely stunning outside.
I know, it's nuts, isn't it? I remember last year the first round at Oldham Park was like torrential rain. It was so dangerous out there. But this year, Oldham Park was gorgeous. You know, the day we was forecast to rain.
Yeah.
It's just typical, isn't it? But let's hope that when the season eventually starts, that we can enjoy the weather at racetracks properly.
Yeah, I mean, it might lead to some interesting kind of like potential night races and kind of, you know, dusk races and whatever. So yeah, I mean, there's flip sides of this of the current situation we're in, as it were. So
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, no, it's cool. So yeah, it's I'll be putting bits of the track in as well. So you're gonna have the front track and a bit in the background just to give it a but it's really nice blue. So it's cool to do it. So
It's nuts. It's so surreal seeing my car getting transformed onto a piece of paper like that. It's amazing. So do you feel the pressure now when you're creating pieces like this?
no, I think it's more like it's just that initial kind of when you get the pen down and you just go right, because I don't practice them, I just go straight in. So it's not like I've got like a sketchbook full of like, oh, I've tried it and whatever. It's very much like I go in and I'm like, right, let's crack on. So, you might hear me occasionally kind of go, and that's me going, oh, that hasn't quite gone right to plan. But it's generally it's gone pretty well, and you can kind of redo bits and pieces if you need to. But they're almost like they're a sketch. They're not like a photo really. I'm not a photorealist. Like I'm doing like an impression of it. So it's kind of, for me, it's like you want to get an impression of it, and you want to make it look like a bit cartoony and a bit fun. So the proportions are going to be slightly squished because of the book. You're making like a rectangular image, kind of square. So but yeah, it's more about getting an impression of it, and also do it in a set time. So half an hour, is the set time. And race cars take a little bit longer because of branding and livery and whatever. So you can go kind of 40 minutes ish. But that's the key time. It's like it's almost like watching an episode of a TV show. You have like half an hour and you get that story in that half an hour.
It's super special. So Ian, we was chatting on a webinar last Monday, and we've got one tomorrow, haven't we? We've got a webinar that's going to be live on YouTube with Damien Cross. So there was something that really stood out with me chatting to you on that webinar was the largest painting that you've done using a real car.
Yeah.
There's a few people who joined here, and I'm not sure they would have heard or seen that. So can you tell me a bit more about it?
What about the world's largest glow-in-the-dark artwork?
Yeah, the pretty cool world record, let's face it.
So it was Guinness World Record done for Nissan. So it was created with a real car and done in a hangar called the Black Hangar Studios in Basingstoke, or Amazingstoke as they like to call it. And yes, it was done 2005, so it was 2015. And yes, it was painting. Yeah, it was creating a giant artwork with a real car, which also was glow in the dark. So the artwork glow in the dark, and the car glow in the dark as well. So that's
pretty cool.
Yeah,
I bet that looked fantastic when you were doing it.
It was a lot of pressure and a lot of like kind of similar when you're doing this initial drawing. That kind of how's this gone? How's this gonna go? But it was good. It all turned out all right in the end, and eventually we're just reworking the website now. Whilst the other slight it's wrong to say benefit, but like we'd always been on the road. Normally, I don't have time to do websites and stuff. So we're aiming to get all these kind of projects that I've done previously online, so people can read about it and a bit of the history behind it and whatever. So that'll be on the website's being rebuilt. So all those kind of stuff will, including that project, will be on it. So yeah, people can find out what I did a few years ago.
Yeah, it's really interesting stuff. Like, I mean, just doing one drawing this size is pretty impressive, but something glow in the dark for one, and then on the scale he did it in, it's just madness. It's so huge.
Yeah, it was a bizarre. It was a cool project. Bizarre at the in equal measurements of like. Guinness do send out a man with a tape measure in a jacket with Guinness World Records on it. It's kind of like it is very.
Are they like sit there the whole time watching?
No, you invite them in at a certain time, so you've got to say, I'm really good at spelling things wrong when I'm not concentrating, so I've just got to make sure I'm spelling Ginetta right. And my wife normally comes in and she goes, "You spelled that wrong."
Just to freak you out.
So I've done a number of events previously. On the, is that loads of names? Are they sponsors and stuff on the roof? What's that?
Yeah, so basically what that is, because I was racing and raising awareness for infertility, basically we had Fertility Network UK's logo on our car, and that's the charity that I'm an ambassador for. So all the names on the car are people that donated to the charity and the benefit of the reason why I was doing it. And in reciprocal for that, they received their name on the car. So we had lots of them down throughout the season that came along to the track. I think at Brands Hatch we had like 55 of them.
So tell us more about that. What does that involve? What does that charity do?
So the charity are a fertility charity, and they basically support people who are going through fertility treatment or have dealt with fertility issues.
Right.
So I found them because I went through fertility treatment with my fiance, and we were unable to have children. So I went through a period of sort of depression and feeling quite down, and the charity were there to support me.
Oh, awesome.
So I wanted to kind of give back to the charity, quite like what we're doing with the NHS right now, really. And I raise money, I do events for them, I'm doing webinars over the next few weeks, and raising more awareness and offering support groups. So yeah, the charity they're fantastic. I mean, it's quite not a lot of people talk about fertility issues, particularly guys. Yeah. So I kind of wanted to bring all that to the racetrack in quite a masculine way, sort of just to open the conversation up so that people feel less awkward talking about fertility issues. Yeah. And we got, I think I got nearly 66 people on top of the car, and they all supported my campaign, the charity, and we did lots of work for them. So yeah, it's been really positive. It's nice to turn something extremely negative in my life and make it into a really positive thing.
Oh, that's great. That's really good. And yeah, like I say, it brings it like you say, sorry. Yeah, it brings it to a whole different audience who necessarily wouldn't speak about it. So
absolutely. And I was one of those that when I first went through fertility treatment, I spent the best part of probably about 3 or 4 years just in complete denial that that I made it unable to have a child, and just to even admit that to anyone was such a hard thing to do. And when I finally kind of got to the end of the journey, had a bit of a meltdown, and the realization of not being able to have children, it was really, really tough. So to actually now be in practice speaking about it on behalf of the charity. And we've had lots of people at the racetrack over the last year that came down to the paddock that saw the logo. They've seen the work that I've done in the media, and I've actually had just general chats to guys and couples about their own fertility treatment. And if it just helps one person out, I feel like I've done my job. So it's really special.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's happy to hear that you were able to turn a negative thing into positive for others, and you've come out the other side as such. So that's
yeah, definitely. It's been a journey of ups and downs, and I got my first podium at Donington, and I know Harry's just joined, and he was on the podium with me, and I literally couldn't talk. Like, I was so overwhelmed that I literally would turn my life around in a year. I mean, a year prior to that podium, I didn't want to be around anymore quite openly. I was quite down, quite depressed. Yeah. And then to be lifting a podium, spraying champagne, for the charity and for all those people that have gone through facility treatment. I just was speechless. The commentator looked at me and was like, "So, Toby, how did the race go?" And I was just like,
I can't speak right now.
It was quite a moment for sure. But yeah, no, it's nice to do something positive. You know, I'm just quite an advocate now of living your life to the absolute full, no matter what makes you happy. And I just hope more and more people can follow that.
That's awesome. That's in a way. I just want to double check. It's southeastern, isn't it? High speed, southeastern high speed on the front.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Sorry, I just.
Yeah, so that kind of ties in nicely with what I do as a day job as well. So I drive
is it like
the railway.
You're doing trains up? What do you do?
Yeah, so my day job is I'm a high-speed train driver. So I actually drive for South Eastern Railway.
Oh, cool.
We drive Britain's fastest train. So it's kind of cool that I'm one of Britain's fastest train drivers, and I'm sort of trying to become one of the fastest racing drivers. We'll see.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
It's kind of a boyhood dream. Lots of people say that I get to race cars and drive, quite a cool train. People see that as quite a boyhood dream, really.
And so the colour of the car, is that the same colour? Is that the same colour as the train? Is that relate to the brand of the train, or is that the blue? Is what does that relate to?
So the actual Southeastern Railway is pretty much that livery. So what I offered to the main sponsor was to take the whole branding of the car. So we sat down together and run a competition at work to see who could design the best livery, and we've come up with that. It was really, really pleased to see it. And so they run almost the same colours. We couldn't quite get the same match for the dark blue, but we've actually done a photo shoot at the beginning of the year. So this is back in sort of February, March time. Well, we actually parked that car next to a 395 Hitachi train, which is the one I drive. I'll actually post some details to you so you can actually see them.
Yeah.
But if people go on my Instagram page, you'll see if you scroll down, you'll see the actual photo shoot. But it looks really cool. Like, it was a proper cool photo shoot of like me stood in between my day kind of train runner, the thing that I drive daily, to the weekend weapon of the Ginetta.
So I presume in current circuit, I presume you still work. Yeah, you're still driving the trains now, then, or is that how has the current situation affected your normal job?
Yeah. So I'm working. I'm as busy as I have been, really. We're getting all key workers up to London, to the hospitals and various hospitals across the county. So we've got far less passengers. I'm used to carrying sort of 1,000 people a day. Now I might only have just about reach double figures. So yeah, we're still busy. We're still trying to keep safe. But the main goal for us right now is just make sure the key workers can get where they need to be, so that we can keep this country running. So I feel like I've got quite a responsible part
Absolutely.
of this machine at the moment.
Well, that's awesome to hear. Like, and thank you for doing a key role in making sure people get to their jobs. Do the roles they do. So, I'm relatively fortunate. I was able to kind of decamp home and come up with an idea and write. And it's kind of flown with that idea. But obviously, I'm missing the motorsport family that I've kind of been around for 14 years. And people seeing what I do. But hopefully that's where the book.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, though, isn't it? It feels really weird not being at a racetrack and sitting amongst the family. I mean, right from fans, spectators to all the drivers, people like yourself, other tradespeople, and the sponsors and supporters. It feels really weird not to be connected with them, because being at the racetrack and being part of that family is such a nice experience, isn't it? And I'm sure many people that are in this live feed now will agree that motorsport is one big family, and I hope that once this all kind of returns to normal, I hope that family grows, and I hope more people sort of appreciate it and are more grateful of it.
Oh yeah, I think that's the thing. I think you kind of definitely appreciate just being able to like drive in a van, go to a circuit, and do the job, or be part of that thing. Because when you can't do it, you also go, oh, all right, that isn't the normal of what I've been doing for so many years. All of a sudden, this isn't possible. So yeah, so I agree. Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be hopefully, if he does kick off again later in the year, then it'll be a much, it'll be a very happy time, hopefully, to be back with people. So
definitely, yeah, and I'll definitely be in the paddock. I mean, if I'm not racing, I'll definitely be in that paddock and cheering on fellow drivers that I've been with this year and last year, and so hopefully that will be sooner rather than later. But it's great to see the community still together, in a virtual way. With sim racing, obviously what you're doing is amazing, and I'm just really pleased to see that.
So hopefully, I think we're pretty much.
It looks awesome.
How does that look to you?
It looks amazing. I'm so stoked. It looks so cool.
So number 1. I always get the numbering system wrong as well. 211.
211.
211. So.
It's a shame it wasn't 22, Ian.
Sorry. You know what? I can add. I'll add that above it. I'll be like 22, but 211.
But it's actually.
It's actually. I'll add your race number into it. Actually, I'll just do that. This is when I look like I don't know where things are.
Have you ever been to Ginetta?
No, I haven't. No. So I've done. I'm normally so busy at tracks, like working. I don't really get a chance to do anything else. So, but yeah, I mean, if it's got a passenger seat, I definitely want to come out in it one day.
Yeah, it has got a passenger seat, and I'd love to make that happen. It'd be good to get you out there.
You won't get you definitely wouldn't get your fastest lap with me in it, but
Well, who knows? It's worth a try, right?
a bit of ballast. There we go. There we go. I'll put your race number down there as well. So you got 22, but it's 211. So there we are.
Ian, that is incredible. That is the coolest thing I've seen.
So I've also time lapsed it. So I'll send you over the time lapse. This footage will then go onto YouTube as well. So we'll get it into a video so you can rewatch it and share it. But thanks very much for getting in touch.
Ian, thank you, mate. It means the world to me. This is incredible, and keep up what you're doing. It's so great, and I look forward to watching the rest of your book unfold.
Thanks very much, and I'll speak to you soon.
Take care, bye.
Bye.